Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Om Swastiastu. May peace be upon us all. Your Excellency, United Nations Secretary General Ban Ki-moon, my dear friend, Prime Minister Sanana Gusmao of Timor-Leste, Your Excellency Jose Manuel Garcia Margallo, Minister for Foreign Affairs of the Kingdom of Spain, Your Excellency Nasikol, Deputy Foreign Ministers of the Republic of Turkey, Your Excellency John William S., President of the 68th Sessions of the United Nations General Assembly, Your Excellency Irina Bokova, Director General of UNESCO, Your Excellency Nasir Abdul Aziz Al Nasir, United Nations High Representative for the Alliance of Civilizations, Governor of Bali, Excellencies, Ministers, Ambassador and Representative of United Nations agencies and international organizations, distinguished speakers and panelists, CEOs of multinational corporations, the youth, ladies and gentlemen. Let me bid a very warm welcome to Indonesia, to all of you. Indonesia is proud to host this year's meeting of United Nations Alliance of Civilizations in Bali. I would like to pay special tribute to Secretary General Ban Ki-moon for his leadership and his robust support of the Alliance since he assumed office in 2007. The Secretary General's active involvement has been critical to the ability of our Alliance to progress from political commitment to positive actions in various fields. I highly value the opportunity to closely work with Mr. Ban Ki-moon during my co-chairmanship of the UN high-level panels of eminent persons on the post-2015 development agenda in 2012 to 2013. I admire his leadership and unflagging commitment to making our world a better and safer place, including through UNAOC process. Let me also congratulate His Excellency High Representative Nasir Abdul Aziz Al Nasir for your most able leadership in guiding the work of the Alliance. This is also a good time to pay tribute to a great Indonesian diplomat statesman, the late Ali Alatas, who passionately served in the high-level group during the early years of the Alliance. When the Alliance was still in the conceptual stage, Ali Alatas worked hard to ensure that the Alliance did not exclusively focus on the Islamic and the Western world, but include all civilizations without exception. This is something that is particularly important to us in Indonesia, because our strategic location, situated in the historic trade and maritime route, the Pacific and Indian Oceans, the people of this archipelago have always been exposed to the intense cross-current of world civilization. In a process that spans centuries, the Islamic, Hindu, Buddhist, Semitic, and Western civilization have merged with local cultures to become part of our rich heritage as a nation. Thus, in Indonesia, there is no fundamental clash of civilizations. Instead, in general, there is a harmonious confluence of civilization which together form the heart and soul of Indonesia. And significantly, in the 21st century, Indonesia has also demonstrated that Islam, democracy, and modernity can coexist in harmony. So I stand here today with absolute conviction that the some interaction and fusion of civilizations make the world better, richer, and stronger. Of course, I realize full well that history is replete with examples around the world where the collisions between civilizations led to wars, conflicts, and oppressions. But I do believe that in our time, we have much greater opportunity to change the course of history for the better. The challenge for our alliance is how to end the division and fault lines that in the past had caused so much suffering to humanity. In our imperfect world, there are plenty of people who, for their own reasons, are suspicious of differences and diversity, and make them as the basis for discord. People who are intolerant of others' viewpoints, exclusive in their approach, and with false righteousness impose their will on others. The human race has been paying for the cost of intolerance for a very long time. You would think that after more than 180 million deaths and so much hunger, disease, and pain endured as a result of armed conflict in the 21st century, humankind would renounce war forever. But no, we have not escaped its grip. I must admit that 10 years after I assumed duty as the President of Indonesia, I see troubling signs that the world is not necessarily in a better shape. How so? Relations between the major powers, after roughly a decade of stability and cooperation, are now in a dangerous downward trend. In many parts of the world, including here in Asia, strategic rivalries are rising. In Europe, the Ukraine crisis is changing the geopolitical equations. In the Middle East too, we see rapid geopolitical shifts that has created a lot of turbulence. The Arab Spring has not led to a peaceful and stable democratic transition, and indeed has led to intensified conflicts. Palestine remains far away from the promise of independence and the two-state solution. Islamophobia is growing in the West. Within the Islamic world, we see a volatile Sunni-Shiite fault line with all the attendant political and security implications. Radicalism has continued to grow, and so will the risk of terrorism now that ISIS has become the wealthiest terrorist group in our time.